Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Stephanie and we will be doing an oracle card reading this week. Welcome if this is your first time here. I hope you enjoy the channel and the videos. There's a new one every Sunday. If you do like the content, please remember to click like and click subscribe so that you'll be notified every Sunday when the new video comes out. So this week, no real pick a card, but kind of maybe an inadvertent pick a card. I'm going to do a 3-card reading for the collective from this Work Your Light Oracle card deck. And it's going to be kind of guidance from your higher self. What do you need to focus on right now? But there's a spread suggested, I guess, by the creator of this deck, who is Rebecca Campbell, called the Holy Trinity. And it's how to check in, 1 card for checking in with your head, 1 card for checking in this week with your body, and the 3rd card for checking in with your heart. So just focusing on what guidance your higher self has for you this week for checking in with the head, body, and heart. If you have an issue or a topic that you have been focusing on, or a question, something you're dealing with this week or in the recent past that is still with you right now that you're seeking answers for, make sure you kind of take a second and focus on that. Just kind of settle your intention into seeking guidance from your higher self for that question, issue, or topic that you are seeking guidance on. So just if you need to pause the video to take a second to focus on that and really get that intention set, do that right now. The reason I say it's kind of possibly an inadvertent pick a card is we are doing 3 cards for the collective, the head, the body, and the heart, guidance from the higher self. But you may find that you resonate really strongly with one of these. Maybe your head is leading the way this week. Maybe your body needs attention this week. Maybe you are supposed to follow the guidance of your heart this week. So it may be that this ends up a bit of a pick a card and you find the guidance from one of the 3 much more relevant for your topic or your issue that you are dealing with this week. And if that's how it works out, that's great. That's what's meant to be. If you find the guidance for all 3 relevant this week, then that's what's meant to be. Also, if you stumble across this outside the time frame of January 17th to 25th, which is the week this guidance covers, it's also relevant. If you stumble across it and you find the guidance to resonate for you, be pertinent for you, then take it whatever time you come across it. So let's get started. I will probably read from the book a little bit, which I don't tend to do here during the pick-a-cards and collective readings, just because there is either an activation or a question in the guidebook that the creator has put for each card. So it's kind of nice, I think, if you do resonate with the energy of the card really strongly, to go ahead and work with that kind of additional homework this week. So I will read the activation or the question so that you can kind of ponder things and work on things this week. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and draw all 3 cards out and then we'll talk about each one. So the first one for guidance from your higher self for your head this week. And then the second one being guidance from your higher self for the body this week. And the third one being guidance from the higher self for the heart this week. Okay, so interesting from what I can see so far. We got 2 cards that came out in the space of the head. So maybe a little extra guidance. Maybe a lot of people are in their heads right now. I think that's common right now. There's so much going on collectively in the world that, you know, when our bodies and our energy fields and our emotions are feeling too much, sometimes we go into mentally analyzing things. It seems easier. It feels better to us. It takes some of that pressure off the emotional body and the energy body to get into our heads. But I think what this is saying based on the cards is maybe some of us are over-analyzing things a little bit, and this is a week to get out of that pattern of over-analyzing, of thinking, and get into some action, or at least researching of action. What are my options? What could I do? Instead of just going over the what if scenarios, because a lot of times those are doomsday scenarios. So kind of getting out of our heads. The reason I say this is the first card that I saw that came out is the Mirror card, which I love, and it's who or what is triggering you. And this is perfect for a mental body card. So, really taking a look and saying, what is bothering me? And also, what part do I play in it? Do I play any part in it? You might not, but a lot of times we do. A lot of times things are a mirror for what is bothering us is actually something we're engaging in. So this week, taking a look at who or what is triggering you in the situation you're dealing with, whatever question, issue, or topic came up for you. If nothing came up, you're not really working on anything right now. This is just kind of an indication to do a little bit of a deep dive into what might be bothering you or what needs to come up to be released. So the Mirror card, the first card for in that Holy Trinity for the head, and kind of getting out of that, figuring out what's triggering you so that you can let go of it. So that's the first one that came up. I said there were 2 cards for the head. The other one that comes up that came out kind of stuck to this card is Align Your Life. And on the heels of this indicates to me that in order to align your life, in order to move forward, in order to get things, especially since this comes out in the place of the head or the mental issues, in order to get back to a feeling of wholeness, and a feeling of being less fragmented and going over those kind of loop patterns and nonstop thinking and those kind of, again, what if scenarios, we have to figure out who or what is triggering us. And I am getting a kind of intuitive message right now that for a lot of people, it's the news. So, everybody says stay away from the news, back away from social media, that sort of thing. It's hard for some people, much more difficult for some people than others to back away from current events, but it's super important right now. Can you, if you are one of those people that really feels like you need to keep your thumb on the pulse of current events and news and the affairs of whatever country you live in, can you just check it once in the morning? Do you have to have a constant stream of this? So really tuning into what that trigger is for you, that is making you feel a little overwhelmed mentally right now. Because this shows what is no longer in alignment with you or who you truly are. So if you are, in a period of ascension where your energetic vibration is trying to raise so that you can get into kind of a higher perspective, the easiest way to do that is to detach from the things that are bothering you. So whatever you need to do in order to do that this week, and if it seems too daunting or too difficult, say, I'm just going to give this a test run for this week. Just make a commitment to yourself that I'm going to eliminate whatever this trigger is for you for this week. I can go back to it next week, but if you feel substantially better, you're not going to want to. But just give yourself a trial period, but make a commitment to it. Because as you can see, aligning your life is going to take, facing whatever these triggers are, letting go of them, coming into a new way of being, and that's what brings you into alignment. That's what allows you to get into that kind of detached space of seeing things from a higher perspective. So let me read you if you resonated with this portion of the reading, I'll go ahead and read the activations or the questions that you can work with this week. So for the first card, the Mirror card, it's an inquiry. So a couple questions to pose to yourself this week, or a few, I guess. If you're trying to do that kind of deeper dive into what's triggering you and how to let go of things so that you do feel whole and you feel centered and you feel balanced. Who or what is triggering you? And these are things you can kind of journal about throughout the week. What is it in you they are triggering? So what is the emotion? What are the feelings? What part of you longs to be witnessed? So are you asking somebody to sort of engage in this with you, or is it something you can let go of and deal with on your own? Do you need some sort of, are you seeking some sort of outside validation? Is that or is that not something you should be doing? What path is this leading you down? How do you eliminate this trigger? And it's going to look different for everybody since this is a general reading for collective energies. But that's what brings you closer to alignment. So the alignment card then is also going to be an inquiry or a couple questions, actually one question. What in your life is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? So, by doing the mirror work first, seeing what comes up, then you're better able to see what is or is not in alignment in your life. So that's going to be the energy for the head this week, the mental body, how we get out of that or deeper into it. And then moving on to the card for the body this week. This one is super interesting. It's the Trust the Niggle card. And the niggle is that niggling feeling, that gut feeling when something is off, not right. So I think it's very interesting that it comes right after the mirror card. What is triggering you? What do you need to pay attention to? What do you need to do the deep dive into? What's going to get you further into alignment? And then really tuning into your body, getting out of that mental space. And this is not necessarily something you're going to work with all in 1 week and uncover all in 1 week. It's sort of an indication that this is a process that we need to work on. It could, be that this unfolds kind of Sunday, Monday, and the body is more Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we finish up with the heart toward the end of the week. But don't worry if it's not something you can resolve within a week. It's just an indication of a process that needs worked on. So for the body, again, it's trust those niggling feelings, trust those gut feelings. How does doing this work make you feel? How does it feel in your body? If there are other people tied to this mental work, if there are people that trigger you or situations that trigger you, how does that feel when you uncover that stuff? How does that feel when you face what is triggering you and maybe look at your part in the whole play? What are these feelings, these gut reactions, these bodily reactions? Do you have a racing heart? Are you feeling kind of sleepless because of all the mental issues that are going on? Are you feeling some anxiety in the physical body? What do you need to work on? Is there stuff that needs released so that you can get feeling grounded and centered? Do you need to cut out the news media and sort of that collective energy that's going on right now, because it's only going to get stronger for the next couple months. So, what do you need to do to take care of yourself to allow your mind and body to be in a comfortable space? So trusting those gut feelings this week is what the body is saying to us. Paying attention, tuning into the gut feelings. And this is also an inquiry, which is a question, and it says, what is this feeling? What is this gut feeling trying to tell you? So something else to maybe journal about or give, some time in meditation to this week. What is this gut feeling trying to tell me? Where is it leading me? What guidance does this have for me? Because this is a reading about guidance from your higher self. So, what are these feelings about? They're lodged in my body. They're physical. What are they trying to tell me? What is my higher self trying to communicate to me? And then the last card is the heart card. So living from the heart, that's that kind of place of service. What is all of this trying to tell me? What guidance is there from my higher self for living a more heart-centered life? And it's the pillar of light, which is perfect. It says your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. So you are your own best guidance system. You are your own oracle. And that's what really was coming up in this spot, is this is how we raise our vibration. We figure out what's triggering us, whether it's a person, place, thing, social media, news media, collective energies. What is it? And then formulating a plan to deal with it, to get the most in alignment that we can. And then trusting those feelings in our physical body to lead us in the right direction. They are our GPS. We have, these feelings, these emotions, but we feel them physically. And what does that get us when we are, paying attention to all of these things and paying attention to the feelings and allowing them to come up so that they can be dealt with? It puts us in this place where we are our guidance system. We are our own oracle. And that raises our vibration so that we can get into a much more grounded, centered, healthy space where we live in connection and trust the intuitive guidance we get from our higher self. So there is the energy we're at the end of this. The energy that comes from our heart center is we can trust our own guidance when we pay attention to how we're feeling on all levels, energetically, physically, spiritually, emotionally. Then we are in tune with our higher self and the guidance that comes from it. So let's see what that one says. The pillar of light is an activation. I love that these were all inquiries or questions we can kind of journal about and work with all week. And then the last one, what rounds it up, what helps us be of service, live from our heart. And when I say be of service, that's to ourselves too. I mean, that's the first commitment we have, is to be of service and maintain that connection to ourselves. So the activation, if this is meaningful for you, if it resonates with you, you can do this little additional activation throughout the week. And you would just put your hand on your heart. I always say left hand on the heart because the left is our energetically receptive hand. If any of you are Reiki practitioners or energy workers, the left is the receptive hand. So I always put my left hand on my heart. And you can say, I allow the light of the heavens and the light of the earth to flow through me now. I activate the codes of remembering within my cells and chakras. I activate my system as a rainbow bridge between heaven and earth. So you can work with that energy. That sort of, it's a very kind of ascension, evolution energy throughout the week, and that gets you into a higher state of vibration. And like I said, this isn't a one and done thing. You can apply this system to anything that comes up throughout your life. Along the way, we're always going to have things that trigger us. It's what we do with that and how we learn from it and how we grow with it and how we let it go so that we can raise our vibration and move on to the next lesson. But don't ever think it's just, I'm going to fix everything and I'll be this highly evolved being. We came here for lessons. We came here for experiences. And if you are engaging in those, you are doing it right. So that's our guidance from our higher self this week. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you all next week.